Hey everybody, welcome back. Look, I want to jump right in because I feel like we're living in what I like to call the project jungle. Every company, every entrepreneur, literally everybody, we're all launching projects back to back like crazy. But here's the thing. Most of those projects, they end up crashing and burning. And you probably don't know why, but it's because you're trying to build a skyscraper on quicksand. Think about it like that. Your leaders and managers are just juggling way too many plates. I'm guilty, me too, and it becomes a mess. But that's why good ideas, your best projects, your endeavors, they're all just getting lost in the shuffle. That's exactly why it is. But today, what we're gonna do is change that. And I wanna be able to dive deep and give you at least one primer that can help you survive, thrive, and kind of just dominate when it comes to this project jungle that I talked about. And what I want to do is break down project management into something that's just a little bit more simple, something that you can actually use. And what I like to do is call this the 3 P's of project success. Now, before we actually dive into the 3 P's, I want to make sure we get something straight and just kind of like set the tone and talk about what exactly project management is. Now, it's not just your Gantt charts and your spreadsheets and your charters and your RACIs. Think of project management as an art or a science. You're really turning your ideas into reality, and you're doing it strategically and systematically. So you're taking a vision, you're breaking it down into manageable chunks, and then you're guiding it to completion. That's what we're gonna look at project management as. It's about managing resources, time, risk, mitigation, etc., all while keeping your eye on the prize. So back to where we were at though, because I feel like today in this like fast-paced tech AI world, project management is more critical than ever. And if you're not leaning into it, you're missing out. I look at it as that engine that really just kind of drives innovation, and it's the backbone of strategic execution. So without it, even the best ideas, they're just going to be wishful thinking. Or like I said, they're going to crash and burn. So enough of that. We'll get straight into the 3 P's because that's what you're here for. So the 3 P's, the first one we're going to talk about is just purpose. Think of it like this. Your project is a rocket where you don't know where you're launching it. What's your destination? If you don't know these things, you're basically just throwing fuel into the fire and then you're just hoping for the best. So that's why every project needs crystal clear purpose. You have to have clear alignment, not just with yourself and the goals, but your company or your team's big picture. If you can't explain why your project matters in one sentence or less, you basically need to go back to the drawing board. The next P is people. Your team is your project's engine. I like to think about it like this. You wouldn't send a Formula One car out with a go-kart engine, right? Really think about that. You need to find the best talent, the right people, empower them, and then make sure everyone knows their role and their responsibility. You also have to remember that communication is key. People need to know what's going on with as much transparency as possible. The next P is process. And this is going to be your project's roadmap. Without a solid process, you're basically driving blindfolded. Choose the right tools, set clear milestones, track your progress, and don't be afraid to adapt. Because when it comes to like project management and just being in this jungle, things change super fast and you have to be ready for that. Also prepare for that. So having a solid process will keep you on track. So again, purpose, people, and processes. How do you put these things into action? It's simple. Again, just define your purpose, build your dream team, and then make sure you create a bulletproof process. Have mitigation plans, have contingencies, monitor, communicate, and just adjust as needed. You have to listen here because the project economy is not going anywhere. You can either get with it or get left behind. I really think it's super important to get on top of it. So if you just focus on those 3 P's again, purpose, people, and process, you're not just going to be managing projects anymore. You're actually going to be building successful legacy and successful items. People always say, like, what's one piece of education or certification you recommend getting to get into the tech industry or to just up level in your job? And I always say the PMP, through the PMI, so Project Management Institute. And I'm not sponsored by this. I'm just telling you what's worked for me and the things that have helped, make me successful in my world. So go build something amazing. Go do the work. Focus on those 3 Ps and just run your projects. I hope that helped. Thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.